Many years ago, there was a thing called the Purple People Eater. Paul would be known as the Purple Phone Buyer.
I got to tell you, this is a nice phone. And
I'm beginning.
it's more purple than the other one was pink. Actually, it's really hard to see it, but this one is purple. It's a light purple, kind of a lilac if you're into purples.
Yeah, maybe.
You're beginning to what now? Come around to something?
Your last 3 phone purchases have been gold, pink, and purple.
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, if you show up in Miami next week and say I bought a Corvette,
and it's pink,
and a convertible, I will.
Just head down that path.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Start
Maybe
somewhere.
It's a middle-aged thing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't really care. I like it. It's a nice look. I mean, also, just for whatever it's worth, I've written this a couple of times, but and I don't know how well you can kind of see it, and certainly you can't tell what it feels like, but this is very reminiscent, and I mean very reminiscent, of those all-in-one unibody polycarbonate Lumias, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Nokia and then I guess mostly Nokia used to make.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it in the hand. It's plastic, right? Which sounds crappy, but as Apple said with the iPhone 5C, like unapologetically plastic. If you've ever held that phone, just like at any of those unibody Lumias, it just feels nice. Like it's nice. It's $400. I know.
Yeah.
It's nice. Well, this one's for $80, I guess, but they start at $400.
Look at that. Already starting off with fake news. Just
No, I mean, the Lumia 3A is $400. I got the XL, which is $80.
So the question is, what phone are you going to take to Miami on Monday? Yes. Are you going to take? You could take multiple ones to match your outfits. Maybe a couple handbags.
It's not a bad idea. Well, I mean, I will be bringing multiple phones. There's the 3XL, which is my current kind of daily use phone. The 3A XL, which I just got, which I got to say, I'm really liking more than I thought I would. And obviously the performance thing, I need to figure that out. I haven't had any issues, but I just got it yesterday. I mean, you shouldn't have any issues on day one. I have the Huawei P30 Pro, which has that incredible 5x optical zoom, 10x hybrid zoom, whatever they're calling that. I am going to be getting a OnePlus 7 Pro. I don't know if that arrives this week or when it arrives, hopefully before that trip. I mean, I could potentially pull a Rich Woods and show up with like 18 different devices. I don't know. These are all good. They're all good for photos. Like if what you care about is photos, I would say between those 4 phones I just mentioned, that's the cream of the crop right there. I mean, they're all pretty impressive in their own right.
Well, good. I mean, you got options. It's all.
No, Brad. You know what would go good on the back of my purple phone? This little guy.
What?
Yep. See, it's got a little knuckle thing. You know what I mean? You know
Is that one of those little pop-out things?
Mm-hmm.
A OneNote.
It's purple. It's purple. Too soon? Too much? Too much too soon?
I don't know where you went wrong.
Wait till I'm thinking about wearing only Hawaiian shirts while we're in Miami. Of course, that would require me to actually buy a Hawaiian shirt.
And you didn't even wear a Hawaiian shirt in Hawaii, I might add.
That's a good point. That's right. It's not really in my wardrobe.
We should just get in a convertible and just go cruising.
I actually think, by the way, renting a convertible and just doing that as the video is not a horrible idea. If you could figure out some way to mount a camera on the front of that thing, that would be ideal. I did this. I didn't make videos, but I mean, years ago when I went to, it would have been Tech Ed in New Orleans. We did that, 2 of us, and just to drive around and check out the place. It's not a bad idea. It's like a 1-day rental thing, or we could get an exotic car and make it like a 1-hour rental thing. Mm-hmm. It's something to think about.
Yeah, or we could go surfing. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah,
the waves might not be big enough, and might be a little. Water might be a little cold.
Brad, I can't even walk and look at my phone at the same time. Why on earth would I want to stand on something in the water when the water is moving?
It'd be hilarious.
It could be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff. And then, you probably can't see this.
What?
On the monitor, which I don't think it's going to... impact the recording.
Mm-hmm.
It says an important update is pending. Please pick a time, restart now, or whatever. Look,
can you pick a time that's like next August?
Look, Windows, we tried this yesterday and you didn't like it. And now, are you going to tell me what you did? Did you fix it? Or are we just going to play this game again where we wait 23 minutes and then nothing happens and then you revert?
Yeah, I mean, I would say based on years of experience with Windows Update and Windows 10, no, they haven't fixed anything. It's just not going to work again.
Yeah. Yeah. But then because we haven't talked enough about phones, there's two other things. One, there's you might be getting money back for your Pixel, maybe.
The original Pixel, yeah. It's funny. I meant to look this up, and I
can't even change the. See, what I was trying to do was be real coy here and like kick the camera over to you. Then I was going to go remove the screen, but because that screen popped up, it took over window focus, and now I can't use my little thingy here to switch the camera. So, anyways, do what you got to do. I got to get rid of this.
Okay, fair enough. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Thank you for that.
Your masculinity.
What's that?
Your masculinity.
Yeah, let's go with that. I've been married for almost 30 years. I'd like to think it hasn't all been a complete sham.
There you go.
That's amazing, by the way. How far away can you schedule this thing?
Schedule the time.
Yeah, no, but look at the date. See, it says pick a day. How far? It's 7 days. This is the 7-day thing. You should have it, have it install the update when you're in Miami.
Yeah, well.
And then it could just sit there and reboot all week long. It'll be hilarious.
It'll be great. See, the challenge here is there's no like save or do I just close
Yeah,
this?
right. I think it's fine. I think you just go back and that will do it. Because God forbid they have an obvious user interface.
Well, the cool thing is that the prompt showed up on one monitor and then the settings window showed up on another. Real helpful there. But at least we got back. But anyway, so you might get money back for your Pixel, something like that.
Right. That's the original Pixel. The Pixel 3 XL that I have, by the way, when I was in Seattle, my wife had trouble hearing me several times on calls. It was like garbled. And it occurs to me that that's one of the problems that people have reported with this device. Now, I've talked to you and I talked to Richard and some other people, and I think I explicitly asked you, at least, whether I sounded weird. And you said I did not, but that's a little bit of a concern, Yeah. I'm kind of wondering about that. But anyway, with regards to the thing you're talking about is the first gen Pixel. I don't actually recall if that was an issue for me, but I will accept their $12 check or whatever it is. For sure.
You can use that to buy a purple case for your pink phone.
Maybe
pink case for your purple phone.
Yeah, like a flower case, or maybe a case that just has a glass of Chardonnay on the back.
Yeah.
Or something, I don't know.
Yeah. And then OnePlus announced roughly a $660 flagship phone today with high quality cameras. Basically, the idea here is that if you're buying an Android phone, you got a lot of options for good high quality cameras, and you don't have to spend. Now, granted, $660 is a lot of money, but it's not as much money as, say, a $1,000 phone. So
no, and it has much better specs than that $1,000 phone. DisplayMate gave that the display, which is edge to edge, is no notch, no bezel. It's got the highest screen to body ratio of any phone. Its highest rating for all of the things that it measures. DxOMark gave this camera in this phone, the triple camera system, the highest ever score they've given for photos, the second highest score ever for everything across the board, meaning all cameras front and back and video. This is, OnePlus is kind of a quirky company. They're very interesting. They are kind of laser focused on some things which, are good for users for the most part. Some are a little strange, but they have this motto, which is never settle. And I would say, aside from the fingerprint reader, which I really am not a fan of in-screen fingerprint readers. I wish they had kept this thing on the back. And we'll see. I mean, obviously, I'll take a look at, we'll see what it's like. But aside from that, this thing looks amazing. And the pricing, like you said, is unbelievable, given what you're getting there. I mean, I think the base configuration is 6 gigs of RAM, 120 gigs of storage. And then the top end configuration is like 12 gigs of RAM. It's like a gaming PC. It's liquid cooled, Yeah. It's the gaming PC, if you will, smartphones.
Yeah, but I will point out that the Lumia 950 was also liquid cooled, and that didn't really make a difference.
Fair enough.
Just-
and kudos for remembering that esoteric fact about a
oh, my
also
brain
ran
is
that all of
filled
us
with
are trying
very
to figure-
much, very useless information of
I
like
had
code
forgotten
names
that.
of
Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah,
and
yeah. I've been trying to block out that period in time. You know, part of the my recent write up of the Lumia 830, which was kind of the beginning of the end from my perspective. That year, you know, if people remember, the year before, Nokia had launched the 1020.
Yep.
The the 1520, which is the really large, the 6-inch phone.
Mm-hmm.
They launched the 930 and the Icon in the following spring.
Mm-hmm.
They had huge success with something called the Lumia 520, which was the low-end entry-level model, which was a fantastic little device. And then, my God, did they just jump in a pit and kill themselves after that? It was all like
Jeez.
really crappy low-end phones that like ruined everything that was good about the 520. Middling kind of mid-market phones, and then these things that were not high-end phones, but they were like affordable flagships, supposedly, like the 830 and the 735, which, you know, didn't really live up to the promise. But I think that must have been 2014, and then, you know, when it's like 8 months later, Microsoft is like, yeah, we're killing this thing. Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah. Other fun things floating around the neighborhood is if you used WhatsApp and spyware, it's something you got to be aware of. That's
You just update the app. You know,
Yep.
It's amazing to me how many articles there are out in the world today. It's like, here's how to update WhatsApp, and it literally is like, go to the App Store. You don't have to do anything; it just happens. You know,
the same way you got it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's changed.
Just update it. You know, simple.
Speaking of waiting for updates, I'm waiting for this update to come
Yeah.
through on my speakers. So Google Assistant is now available if you have the update for the Sonos stuff.
Have
I'm
you
not.
checked?
What?
Have you looked for it?
Yeah, I keep searching for it like every 5 minutes, and I get nothing. Although my PC wants to update, but I can't get my.
I think I'm going to get one. We have a speaker up in our bathroom right now that's not very good, and just to kind of test it, I think that might be a good replacement. But I'm really curious about the support.
Yeah, I've got.
I assume you can
don't
just
have it yet.
Chromecast to it, right? That's the idea. Like you can use Sonos like you would, but you
Yep.
could also anything that is targetable, or anything that can target Chromecast. Should be able to play.
I don't
to
know
it.
that specifically. I know AirPlay 2 works because
That's a good point. Okay, I need to figure that part of it out, because honestly, that's to me that's the key.
Yeah, I don't know
I
if
could
that
use
will work
these.
or not. You would think it would with Google Assistant on there, but we don't know. I don't know because I don't have it on my.
That's a good point. It may not actually work. I'm going to have to ask you to test this, please, when you
once
get this support.
Once the magical bits arrive on my devices, I'm curious. I just want to switch it around and see, just really to screw with my family. That way they can say, hey, you know, the Amazon one, and it just never respond anymore. That would be nice.
Right, then you can walk in and talk to it, and it'll do stuff, and they'll be confused.
Well, the greatest thing now, my daughter's figured out, if you say, I don't want to say the name, but then broadcast, and then she'll scream something horrible into it.
Oh, dear God.
And it comes across all the speakers in all the rooms. And she just finds this hilarious at 6:30 in the morning. It'll be things like get us breakfast, that sort
Is
of
broadcast an Amazon feature
stuff.
or a Google feature? Because I feel I've done this once, and
It's definitely an Amazon feature. I don't know if it is on Google or not.
There is something on Google just
I'm
like
sure, yeah.
that. I did it once, and I was like, yeah, we're never doing this again. I can only imagine how horrible it would be with a small child.
Yeah, and speakers in every room, so there's no
Yeah,
hiding
exactly.
from it. There is
Right.
Because
She'll get up in the morning and want breakfast, and that's how she'll tell you.
and it overrides if you have music playing, anything. It's just
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Brad, look at this, Brad. Look at that. Can you see it? See what
Headphone
that is?
jack,
Yeah, headphone jack.
which I do miss a headphone jack on this thing.
Yeah.
There's
know what it
one
is?
specific time when I miss it a lot.
Yeah. What's that?
Airplanes.
Right.
Because the AirPods are trash for
Yeah, you can't use those on a plane.
You can't use those on a plane. They're not going to do anything for you. And then you have to use that. And it's like, well, am I going to listen to actual music or charge?
You know of an example of where this really screwed me over. When I was in D.C.,
Yep.
I had left the hotel with, let's just say the wrong dongle is the easiest way to say it. And the only way I could connect because there are different USB-C dongles and they work with different phones. It's like the stupidest thing in the world. So the only way I got that to work when I was walking around that museum was to use my wife's phone, because she has a headphone jack, and my noise canceling headphones are just a normal headphone jack, so I could use it with no dongle. But how stupid is that? Imagine that happening. You get on a plane, you're like, I got 5 hours sitting in this metal tube, no problem. I'll listen. Oh crap, I forgot the dongle.
Yep.
Just it's horrible. It's just so pointless and stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That alone makes me want to keep this thing.
Well, there you go. Maybe you should.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you should. You got anything else for today, Mr. Thrat?
I do not. How about you?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
So,
Alrighty.
well, folks, before we shut it down, in June, as Paul sort of mentioned but not mentioned, we will be in Washington, D.C., because Paul was there and he forgot his dongle. Maybe he'll find it for the next time. But we'll be there for Shift Happens Conference. You can come hang out with us in the middle of June. You can find out more at shifthappenscon.com or just look for the link below. Have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday, and hopefully your machines aren't updating against your own will.